We haven't done a plan, but I think let's just launch straight in.
Yeah, we can
Just go for it.
Impro it.
Yeah, good. Welcome, hello.
Welcome, friends.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Paige.
And this is Two Girls in a Pod. We're back for another morning session, which, I don't know, it was a really nice ride here this morning, so I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling good. And yeah.
I'm kind of into the morning sessions, to
I
be
am
honest.
too.
I'm not
Gets
a
me
morning
up.
person, but this is like the only thing that would get me up.
I mean,
like
it also
Sarah coming
like gets me wearing my knits to work, so like,
It's
which I do anyway, but
I love my knits.
yeah. We are meeting on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and it's lovely to be here. Referendum on the weekend.
Yes. It's a big weekend here in Australia.
But we have both got some finished objects to show and some whips and just some other general knitting adjacent things.
It's a tour day, so we'll see. We'll see what you guys think.
See what you think.
Are we going to start with whips?
No,
finished objects.
We should start with what we're wearing / finished objects for both of us.
Finished objects / what we're wearing. So funny, I was in my head like I blocked this yesterday, and then Sarah came in and she was wearing her vest. I thought this is hilarious. But this is my finished object. I'll stand up so that you can see it. This is the V-neck vest from Petite Knit. And oh my goodness, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the fit. I'm obsessed with the drape. I'm obsessed with the softness. So, as I said, V-neck sweater or V-neck vest.
Slipover vest.
Thank you. I just got flustered and excited. It's made in knitting for Olive. I've mentioned it in previous videos. It's cognac.
Yeah.
I think it's called soft cognac, and then I've also paired it with the Katia Mohair. I can't remember the number of the color, but it's literally just the only one that has like a dark fiber and then the brown fluff on it, and that has given it like the most insane softness. Like the softness is insane. I love it. The color,
the slight like marling of the cooler brown with this with the mohair, it just looks perfect. It's so beautiful.
I'm very into this cooler brown shade.
Yeah.
I think it matches things a little bit
well.
nicer than some of the other like really warm tone things. I guess in terms of sizing, I was just going to touch on, I accidentally like, not that I made a mistake, I started making a small, and then as I was making the small and I got up to like the triangles, it just looked like it was made for a child, and everyone freaked me out saying that looks tiny, and the last thing I wanted was a fitted vest for me, like in this particular style. So I cast on as a small, but the rest of it is knitted as a medium, and then I just knitted to the length that I wanted.
Yeah. Yep.
And that has given this like slightly oversized fit. These bits, I don't know how I feel about them, but I feel like it's their first wear and they'll probably like
I didn't notice them.
Yeah, it's just because I'm a perfectionist. That's just who I am.
I understand that.
But yes, basically 10 out of 10, love it. Like one of my favorite knits. I'm going to get so much
beautiful cast off.
It's a sewn cast off.
Yes,
I love a sewn cast off. Actually, I used to hate the process, but now I'm like, I've embraced the process. Yeah, just take my time.
Yeah.
TV. It's nice.
Yeah, I think if you like set it aside as a job, like it's not like, oh, and then I'll just do this thing. It's like, this evening I am just going to be doing the bind up or something. Like, I think it feels less onerous if you like accept that it's a job in and of itself. Yeah,
totally. It's not just like a finishing touch. It's like it's an active part of the process.
Yeah.
You guys might have seen this like ages ago. That is because I had done everything except for the V-neck, and then I just put it aside because classic me. Actually, the V-neck, very easy. If that is stopping you from finishing your object, just do it. It's literally the easiest thing. Have you done many V-neck?
Not for a long time, but the way that
it's just like a knit 3 together. It's very easy.
Oh, okay.
This middle bit is just a knit 3 together, and there's a video on Petite Knit's website under the pattern that shows you exactly how to do it. easy. The only thing that I found tricky was picking up the right number of stitches. I did it one time, picked up too few. It looked kind of wonky and weird.
Yeah.
Undid it, left it for 2 months, and then started it again, and blocked it and everything very quickly, because now I get to wear it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so... I think the drape is the hero there. Like, it's got so much beautiful floppiness.
Yeah. And it's like
casual
lightweight
vibes.
as well.
Yeah, it looks really light.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it. We've both gravitated to slipovers because it's getting warm here, but not so warm. Like, we can still enjoy knitted things. But
It's Melbourne after all.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my newly finished Silly Slipover, also from Petite Knit. I'm going to say it. The core is warm. This is like, I've already worn this to work a few times.
I love it.
This is like my ideal work outfit in that, like, I can keep my sleeves up.
Can you just do a little outfit check? It's a cute work outfit. So Sarah, if you guys don't already know, she works as a GP. It is like it's the perfect work GP outfit. It's smart, but it's practical. The core is warm.
The core is warm. I think it's kind of giving a bit like eccentric uncle vibes or something.
Yeah, but like in a cool Melbourne way.
Thanks.
Also, bare below the elbows. Like she's, I mean, except for the hair tie. She's doing all the good things for healthcare.
Yeah. So this is my Silly Slipover. I'm really happy with it. This is by Petite Knit. I did the size small. The recommended ease for this pattern is like 6 to 10 centimeters positive ease. I went down a size and kind of picked one that would give me 4 to 6 centimeters of positive ease, mainly because I wanted to wear this for work, and if it's too oversized, it becomes a bit more casual.
Yeah.
And so it's still, I think, a really comfy fit. Like,
you've got ease there. It's not negative ease,
but it's not that traditional petite oversized type look, which I think probably I prefer.
You know what? I've looked at this and now I'm like, I want to knit that now.
I really enjoyed it. It's like there's enough going on. That's probably hard to see in this camera. It's maybe in the light there you can see. Maybe if I move into the shade.
I take it back.
Okay, so it's basically it's got this sort of knit and purl texture, which I think is kind of very trendy at the moment.
It's got a cool
texture. I'm seeing a lot of knits with like this sort of just textured knit to it, but there's enough there, but it still flies because it's a DK weight yarn and it's sleeveless, so there's no sleeve island.
I do love that about it. Yeah.
It just came together very quickly. It's great.
It's good.
I also had to redo the neckband because the first time I picked up too few stitches.
Yeah.
So yes, the changes that I made was basically I knit a size down ease wise, and for the neckband, Petite Knit recommends doing a sewn bind off, but you have to like rearrange the stitches because this is a 2x2 rib. Right. And I think if anyone watched the last episode, I was kind of agonizing about how to do the bind off because I'd tried it once with the sewn bind off and it was really bulky and it didn't look good.
Yeah.
So when I had to redo it, I just
did a regular.
I just did it like cast off in pattern. So I knit the knits and purl the pearls.
It looks great.
And it looks great.
It looks neat.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who made comments about it because there was a few people who made some recommendations and linked me a video to a well-loved knits tutorial from quite a while ago, which is good for doing the bottom rib.
Right, okay.
Which gives it a bit of stretch, but it's probably not as good to use on the the sleeve and neckband.
I knew what you meant. I should have helped you out, but then I also got tongue-tied.
But basically, thanks to everyone who kind of added it in a few comments about it because that helped a lot in terms of working out what was going to be best for my 2x2 rib.
It looks really good. The more I look at it, I'm like, which yarn should I use in my head?
Any DK.
Also, I love the colour. Like, I know.
Thank you.
Tell us about the Queckerton.
Okay,
how has the journey with the Queckerton gone?
I was going to say, so I've made this in a yarn called Queckerton Midlands Merino 8-ply. This colour is called Shoreline. It's 100% Australian merino, and when I first bought it I was like, oh my god, this yarn is so soft. And then as I was knitting it I was like, it feels almost acrylic-y because it's so soft. Like it's 100% merino, but
It had
I don't know, it had something like when I was knitting it. Now that I'm finished though, I'm back on the like love train.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know what the conclusion was.
I mean, I haven't worn it enough to gauge how much it's going to peel and how it's going to wear. So I think this is a good project for this yarn. It feels really nice and I'm really happy with
it.
How
Feels like alpaca.
Yeah.
Like it feels so nice. Also, I do love the blue and blue, like the slightly different blue. I would never normally do it, and it looks so good. Anyway, sorry,
thanks.
I'm just like vibing the whole outfit.
But yes, I am very much on the slipover train, and I kind of like, what's my next slipover gonna be?
Yeah, well, I know mine now.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at this like really beautiful soft drape, and maybe I need a V-neck in my knife.
Well, I think as well, I mean, I feel like that's a good segue into my next one. I feel like after my last project, the drape and the softness is really standing out to me in what I'm wearing now. Da-da-da! I have to present to you.
Oh my God.
Jacob's jumper that I gave him for his birthday. How cute is it?
It is perfect. This is the evenness of this knit. I mean, I think that every time I'm like, look at this, people. Oh. It's just
I like, guys,
perfection.
look at the zipper situation. Let's focus. Let's focus.
Oh, sorry, I'll hide my.
Oh, stunning. We love.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
It's
so beautiful. Oh,
it's just squishy. It's a little bit coarse, but in like a sturdy, woolly, warm way.
It's softened up so much since you've blocked it.
You reckon?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I can't even tell anymore.
No, it's like, it's so much softer than it was.
I
love all of the things I said about knitting for Olive Heavy Merino being like, oh, it's so like rugged and stiff and scratchy.
I think I
take it all back.
It depends what you're using it for, and for this project I would highly recommend. I think it's exactly what you want. When you wear a jacket or like a quarter zip like this, you want to be warm, you want to be cozy, and you're never wearing this without anything underneath, so it's perfect. I loved it so much that I'm making one for myself now too.
Also the zip it's in beautifully.
The zip, have I talked about putting the zip in?
No, tell me about that.
Okay, putting in the zip, I'm just going to keep sitting here. Putting in the zip, actually really easy. It looks intimidating. I get that. Everyone who like said on videos, because I looked up a few videos, lots of people were saying, oh, like, you know, actually sewing in the zip's the easiest part. Like, it's actually really easy. And I was sort of thinking, lies. The people who say that are people who are avid sewers or seamstresses and I don't know. Anyway, I was sort of like, that is not me. It's actually fine. It's so easy. So I'm not going to go because I, know that you guys need to like actually buy the pattern to know exactly how to do it. But when you do the facing, you're literally doing like a little bit of stockinette and then you sew down the facing from the inside, which I just did with a little bit of yarn.
Like, okay. With the same yarn or a different?
Yeah, just the same yarn. And then because you're doing the same number of rows, like as the depth of the zip, if that makes sense, in that stockinette, you don't have to, like, you can literally go stitch to stitch. So
it's not like you have to ease it in or anything.
And I think that's what I detest is like when you have to pick up stitches and you have to match that up. And then one side looks a bit wonky, so you don't have that problem.
Nice.
And then when you put the zip in, it's actually like very therapeutic. I was just watching some TV, popped it in. I put in some pins, but I probably didn't have to. I just kind of did it for comfort, so I could do it a bit more mindlessly. I didn't even have like the proper thread because I've moved houses and I didn't even have normal cotton thread, so I used like this random like nylon invisible thread, but it did the job beautifully. And I was also thinking, like, what happens if you get too close to the zip? Like, will it catch? But
have you had any issue with it catching?
No. No issues with catching. The top, because this is a folded edge, just so seamlessly just like hugs into there. Like, it's focusing on my face again. Anyway, it's fine. You guys get the point. It's a dream. I gave it to Jacob and it's actually the funniest story. So he opened it in front of his family. And his brother-in-law was, just being a bit cheeky and goes, oh, what, did you knit that? And I was like, yes, I did actually. And then he kind of just dropped silent as everyone oohed and ahed. I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting you to say yes. Anyway, then they asked, oh, how did you knit this in front of Jacob? Or like, how long did it take you? How did you knit it without him knowing. And I said, and Jacob looks at me and was kind of like, yeah, how did you do that? And I just said, oh, I was knitting it in front of you like the entire time. I can't even tell you how many episodes of like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel we watched together while I was knitting this. Anyway, it's so funny because now when I'm knitting, I can see him like pay an extra couple of seconds of attention to my hands and what I'm actually knitting. So he'll walk in the door and go, oh, are you knitting? And then just kind of try to register what I'm doing to decide whether it's for him or not. So yesterday I was knitting this, or like the day before yesterday I was knitting this, and he kind of like went over and like touched it and was like, that's really soft. Is that for So now he's just constantly suspicious. Everything's for him. He thinks everything's for him. He's constantly suspicious. And hilariously, but I love it, his appreciation for knitwear has gone through the roof.
Yes.
Like he was going, oh, is that mohair and silk?
Stop
that? Yeah, literally. He goes, what fibre is that? You know, anyway, so love that.
Love and enthusiast.
The sweater curse, dead.
What did he call it? The reverse sweater curse? He believed in the reverse sweater curse.
He said it's a reverse sweater curse. He loves everything more now that I've knitted him a sweater. So anyway, that's that. He noticed it was missing out of his closet for this 1 hour this morning as I took it for this video, and he panicked and I said, it's fine. I just took it for the video, and he goes, oh my gosh, okay. Anyway,
where's my jumper?
Yeah, literally. It was very sweet. So would recommend the pattern.
Oh, I'm so impressed. I'm actually... It was one that it's a pattern that I have been like, oh yeah, that's nice, but like never super motivated to knit. But now I'm like, I think I need a zipper sweater.
I think you do. I think everyone needs a zipper sweater. I mean, a quarter zip looks good on everyone, and they're so practical. Yeah.
I have one more finished object. It's not super exciting.
No, it's exciting. It's always exciting.
Always exciting. This is a pair of socks that I finished for my brother for his birthday.
Love the colours.
Tom. If you want a surprise, look away.
Skip.
This is the, we've got a bit of light intruding in. This is the I'm So Basic Socks by Summer Lee. I have done the large size, which is a 72 stitch sock. It took ages because everything that you knit for guys takes longer because they're just larger, which should not be a revelation, but here we are. This is done in
I'll try and like hide our faces. So guys, I got a new phone and the quality looks better, but this focusing makes it harder
for like its own good.
But there you can see the beautiful stitch definition a la Sarah.
So this is my favorite vanilla sock pattern by Summer Lee, the I'm So Basic socks. I have done this. The main colour is called Rusty Tractor, and it's by Hodgepodge Skeins.
Because boys, you know.
Because
toxic masculinity.
And then it is known. And then the contrasts are done in the Ren and Ollie Purist, which is a non-nylon sock yarn, in a colour, I think it's called Cinnamon. And it's a slip stitch heel.
I have to say, I know, you know, we've talked about slip stitch. I have partridge. The heels before. I still think the slip stitch is my favorite.
Do you?
I go back.
Yeah.
I'm back on the slip stitch. Anyway.
I mean, that's just what I didn't overthink it. Like, I quite like the partridge. I like how it looks.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you're using like a slightly variegated yarn. It looks really nice.
This looks neat, guys. Like, oh.
Anyway,
you get it. Stunning.
But yeah, it's just a good sock pattern.
Can we just appreciate that the little flecks in that pattern completely match Cinnamon, and it's just...
I mean, if you always just buy the same palette of yarn, everything goes together. Like,
it's beautiful.
My theory.
I'm so obsessed with it.
Yeah. I really rate this sock yarn. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Hodgepodge.
A
lot to love.
Yeah, big fan. I've got a few things from Bendigo that I need to knit up.
Yeah, same.
Just a lot of things from Bendigo. Anyway, I'm very excited.
So yes, another present, birthday present, done and dusted. I'm having a lot of trouble finding sock blockers. I haven't blocked these. I just kind of steam blocked them.
You can borrow mine.
Have you got ones big enough?
I find I bought ones that were too big for my foot, so they probably would be big enough. Mine, they're meant to be, the ones that I have are meant to be like a size 39, but my socks end up being too big on them.
Well, this is a men's 10 and a half. It's like a US 43 or 44 or something. Do you know how hard it is to find sock blockers? But I'm struggling to even find any online.
I think if you find some, like the biggest ones that you can find, like I feel like I would err on the side of a size, unless I'm blocking socks wrong, but I would err on the side of a sock blocker, like size smaller.
Yeah.
Because I think mine's like maybe half a size too big, and it like stretches them a little bit too much, and then they slip on my foot.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to work something out or I could just not block them, or like whatever,
or like block them
flat. Oh yeah.
like
I do with anything else.
I think I'll have a look for you. I feel like I pride myself in being able to manifest online purchases.
You're very good.
Yeah. I'll help you out.
Yeah. Good.
What are we up to?
Whips.
Okay, I have a whip. So I am knitting a second zipper sweater by Petite Knit. This one's for myself, and I am using. Did I talk about this last video, or is this my first time trying to knit up?
You had about this much.
Oh, okay. So I have talked about and raved about how beautiful it looks when it started to be knit up.
But now you could probably appreciate. Oh my god.
Okay. So,
oh my god.
Guys, it's like it's beautiful. So this is the Noro yarn in Silk Garden Solo. So it's not the sock one, it's the regular like 10-ply one. And oh my gosh, the way it's knitting up is
oh my god,
divine.
So,
so when I say it's just a joy to knit, because I love every time a new color appears as I start knitting it, and that is by the row.
oh my god.
And you know, the actual like yarn itself like just has so many, I don't know, so much interest in there that it's just really fun. It's really fun to knit with. And then of course, as I said in my last video with Sarah, I am knitting it alongside this Concept by Katia Mohair, which has a little bit more acrylic in it than I would normally go for, but the color match was just too good to pass.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I was like, are you holding this with mohair? Because I can't even see it.
Yeah, like the color match is so perfect that like you can't tell there's mohair in there. But yeah, I have to say now with two things. Obviously love the way it's knitting up. Big fan. However, I don't know if it's the Noro or if it's the Katia. It's not super soft, and I'm pretty sure it's actually the Noro, because this is predominantly a silk fiber with some mohair and stuff in it. And when I bought it, someone did sort of quote unquote warn me about it. They sort of just said, you know, it might be rougher than you're anticipating, but this particular colorway is not very rough. I think it's maybe a combination of both, and I think it's also because it's basically, I put this on this morning, guys.
And this is like the softest thing you'll ever feel.
And I forgot how soft things can be. And I think it's easier in this. And I think basically if I had it my way, I probably would have gone easier instead of this. And I would have felt really, really happy with the fact that I got the softest possible option, because I think it would have softened it up a little bit more. In saying that, like, it's not a disaster. The color match is beautiful, and I'd like probably with something like this, I would probably prefer a good color, because I'm going to be wearing something underneath it anyway. Also, this is hella affordable. I think this is like $12 for 200 meters. And you can often get like a little bit of a discount on that as well, like with like a little discount code in most online shops. So it is very affordable. This more expensive,
but this is such a special yarn.
Yeah,
of course it's gonna be expensive.
More expensive, more difficult to get in terms of like very difficult to get this color. But I have noticed since we talked last time, I think I told you I got mine from Unwind Craft Cafe, but I've seen it in a couple of other stores who sort of email saying we've got the new colorway in both the sock kind and this kind. So it is coming back in stock in Australia, at least. If you wanted to try it out, I would recommend it. It's very, very unique and very beautiful. It is, as I said, like, just warning, it is a little bit on the pricier side, but I do think it's worth it. It's so unique It's got such a high silk content.
It'll make such a special project.
Yeah. The only thing I have to say I'm a little bit concerned about though is as I'm knitting this, I was really playing yarn chicken with my original order, and I'm so glad I went back and ordered more, because I don't know if it's the project or the yarn or what. This is eating through yarn. This is my third ball of it already, and I haven't even finished the yoke yet.
I haven't even split the sleeves.
And I don't know why that is. I feel like this is a really bulky yarn when you actually start knitting it, and I don't know if that's why, but I don't want to go down a needle size because I don't want it to be too gappy either, because it's not super gappy, but it's kind of like at my limit of gappiness for like, when you consider when it blocks, it definitely gets a bit gappier too.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I'm slightly nervous, I have to admit.
Well, it's a good thing you bought a heap more, didn't you?
I did. But also I bought a heap more thinking I could make a vest as well.
Maybe not.
But we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
It'll probably be fine, and maybe also like Jacob's one's obviously not cropped. Mine will probably be a little bit more cropped. Anyway, that's sort of my verdict on that one. So this is my only whip at the moment. I know I have a couple of other things I've shown in previous videos that are in hibernation. This is my current whip. I'm loving the monogamous knitting because I feel like I'm getting more done. And yeah, that's where we're at.
Nice. I have one new whip, which is also an acquisition. So maybe I'll show the yarn first.
Can I also just say, video 1 back, no acquisitions. She's keeping 2 packs. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, this is the only thing I bought, and
no shame. I'm the one who needs to like hold back.
But I was like, I don't have any other acquisitions, and I was like, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
You got no acquisitions.
I bought more Katia because I was out, but that doesn't count. Yeah. Anyway.
I have bought this yarn. Do I have a ball band?
That looks like, is that Maya?
This is Morrison Sons.
Yes.
Maya.
Knew it.
Which is a alpaca, 100% alpaca.
Do we have to do the YouTube thing?
I think we do. Is that working?
Aha. Oh.
I can't even see it now.
I feel like we need to like master this. Do we have to hide behind the ball? There, don't move. Can you see that? The beautiful colours. All right.
This is a 100% alpaca yarn from probably one of the larger, more commercial yarn shops in Australia. But this yarn is something that I've worked with before, not in this colour, but I really rate it. You've made a jumper in this.
I really rate this. I made a jumper in this. It's 100% baby alpaca, so it's super soft. When I first got into knitting, my Klein sweater, Anthea, who's one of my closest friends, she told me that she was knitting her first project in baby alpaca. I went to the closest yarn store, which was Morrison Sons, asked for baby alpaca. This is what I got. It's such a nice yarn. So like for 100% alpaca, it's about $12 a ball. And some of the colours are really nice. This one, which is like... it's a Sarah colour.
It's like my dream colour, really. Mustardy, greeny, yellow.
Little flecks in it.
Little flecks.
It does have like a slight mild sort of effect to it, which I really love. And I feel like almost all the colours in that range do.
So yeah, 100% alpaca. I've been kind of eyeing this yarn off for a while. Like it's been in the back of my mind to buy it to make something.
Thinking out of it, like this is like classic me, like
hurry up,
like slight ADHD vibe of going, but like what are you making though? Like tell me quick.
So I have started, like I've only just kind of got underway. I'm making an April cardigan.
Oh, stunning. Great choice of yarn.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about this yarn, sorry, I don't mean to take over.
No.
I think something else that's great is it does have like a slight halo to it.
Look at it in that light.
Yeah, actually the light probably shows that slight halo a little bit. So like you can totally get away with not holding it with any mohair. It gives that vibe of like, you know, when people hold the single strand of lace weight alpaca to give like
with
a slight halo,
give a little bit of hairiness
and softness, but without like a full-on like fuzz.
Yeah,
which I really want to try. And also this
they have a lace weight.
They have lace weight. I want to try it with that.
Yeah, because it doesn't add much in the way of like fullness in terms of gauge.
No.
But you get a bit of,
and it probably like I don't anticipate it would shed heaps either, because I have a full jumper in it and it doesn't shed at all.
Really? Oh yeah, true. So yeah, I'm doing an April cardigan. The April cardigan uses a like recommends a DK weight yarn or a fingering and a mohair on a 4mm needle. I swatched this. You will be so proud. I did a swatch.
I'm so proud of you.
I hate swatching, but
I think we have to embrace it, like part of the process, just like casting off.
You're right. Here's me being like, it's part of the process. I did a swatch, and I'm glad I did. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I started knitting it on a 4mm needle and decided I didn't like how open it was.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, I'm a loose knitter, and so I decided I went down to a 3.75mm needle on a swatch and was validated with that. So yeah, I did a swatch, and it's basically meant that my gauge is a bit smaller than the pattern recommends. It's a 21 stitch gauge on the
Story
pattern.
of my life.
But this has left me with a gauge of about 24 stitches, I think. So basically I did a bit of maths that's and then fudged the numbers a bit, and where I was going to knit a medium, but I've gone down from a 4mm to a 3.75, and I've gone up a size. So I'm knitting a large.
Yeah, I get you.
Again, I don't want it too oversized, and I was kind of sitting between maybe a medium, maybe a small, maybe a medium, and then with my gauge, which is 24 stitches rather than 21, I've gone up to a large.
So
I think
I think that'll work. Can I give you one tip though?
Yeah.
You probably don't need this tip, but for
I'll take
all
it.
people who are a little bit more newbie like me, when I was knitting my second sweater ever, it was the balloon sweater by Petite knit. Oh my gosh,
This is so much Petite knit. Sorry.
When I was knitting that, I wanted an oversized look. I had just knit my Sunday sweater, also my Petite knit, and that was too small. That was the first Petite knit thing that I ever knitted. I realized I knit tightly. I need to add half a needle size to all my Petite knit patterns. But at the time, I hadn't really grasped that. I thought, you know what? If I want an oversized look, I'll just go up to a size medium rather than a small, which was great in theory, but I didn't. I took all the medium measurements and used that. So like even things when it came to like collar length and stuff. So, I mean, you obviously know this. Use the centimeter guides from the small or from the medium or for whatever your actual size is. Yeah. And then use the stitch counts for like circumference and stuff.
Yeah.
Using the up size. Yeah, because I didn't go up a needle size at the time. I ended up with a really dense fabric. It's very warm, but story for another time. I'll show you another time.
I didn't actually check row gauge. I just checked stitch. Like that was my concern. I was like, rows, it'll work.
Yeah, rows don't actually matter.
Anyway, I haven't done this sort of shoulder construction before with the sort of saddle and then increasing out. But I like it. So yeah.
Is this your first? Have I knit an April cardigan? No.
You've got one that's been.
Oh.
When you said you had a whip, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe your April cardigan's done.
No,
That's when you just need to redo the button bands.
Yeah, I know. It's just because it's double knitting and picking up. You know what it is? I really get intimidated by picking up a lot of stitches. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That can be my aim for next video. Oh, guys, no, I'm working like so much in the 2 weeks. I can only do fun projects.
Don't make your life uncomfortable when your life is already miserable with work.
Jesus.
That's Blake.
I love my job.
Good. Love my life choices.
I do.
Yeah, good.
I have one last thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any more things?
Oh, no, I was just going to have a whinge about the fact that I've started going climbing. Like, I've started bouldering, which is really fun.
I love this.
But it has limited my ability to knit because my forearms are so sore at the end of the day.
Put those slutty forearms away.
It's climbing is like a lot of grip, and I feel like my little T-Rex arms here. I have had to actually I can't knit as fast. It's really limiting, and I really enjoy bouldering, and I'm not very good, but I like it a lot. But I did not anticipate the downstream consequences of it, which is that it's impacting my knitting.
So it's funny that you say that. I'm at the moment I'm working this. I don't know if this is just too TMI. If people get queasy about needles and stuff, just pause for a sec.
Yeah.
I found my knitting and like crafts recently have been so helpful for work at the minute.
Oh, good.
So I'm working, Sarah already knows this, but I'm working with babies. I'm doing neonates at a hospital here. Every time I have to do a procedure, it low-key feels like a little craft exercise.
Anything else?
I have one random thing to show you guys, or to recommend, and it is hand creams. Yarns, knitting, it's quite drying on the hands. Do you find this? Does it irritate your hands? I'm quite an atopic allergic gal, so I mean, without me going into the depths of my dermatitis, I get quite like dry hands, particularly with like sanitizers and stuff. And like when Mohair catches on it, it's like the worst feeling in the world.
I feel
Opposite of
like I have to
luxury.
wash my hands so much at work that they just get so like...
Man, before, like, what is it? 5 moments? How many moments is it? It's a lot of
There's
moments of hand
there's
hygiene.
5. It's like every time you see a patient, there's like at least 5 times
It's like
you need to wash your
before, after, when you touch their environment, it's just a million.
Confession, I probably don't hit all 5 moments.
Okay, I think I didn't used to, but
Yeah, but
in
you have to.
NICU,
You have
it's
to.
like you have to, because there's so much infection outbreak. Like,
True.
babies unfortunately die, like, and it's been happening because
you have
of,
to be so much more
and
diligent.
it's not just like, you know, because of bad hand hygiene. It's just a very vulnerable population. But there are like 61 babies in that NICU. So how many times are you hand sanitizing? Plus every time you enter the unit and touch a new... Anyway, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So my hands are very dry, and then knitting doesn't help either. So I wanted to go through some of my top recommendations of some hand creams. So for the bougie gals out there, gals and guys and in between and all else, this is the... this is not showing. This is the Aesop one. Aesop is actually an Australian brand.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think they recently got sold out.
Yeah, they got sold to L'Oreal.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But it's one of Australia's pride and joys. Pride and joys. Anyway, basically, aesthetic bottle, very cute, right? Bit expensive, but moisturizing, and the scent is... So if you feel like a treat, would recommend. Yeah, try it. It's so gorgeous. It's rosemary and mandarin, and there's another one as well, and it just smells herbaceous. It's nice.
Smells beautiful.
I feel like, particularly if you work in healthcare, I
Treat
feel
yourself.
like this is a nice treat, and it's self-care, and it's also hand integrity important.
Yeah.
All right. Slightly, but not that much more affordable, is the go-to Super Handy, also an Australian brand by Zoe Foster Blake. This equally gorgeous, truly. I actually think this is probably a little bit more moisturizing. This is a little bit more lightweight. Look at me suddenly turning into, I don't know who I've just turned into. This has like a more like creamy consistency, and it smells, just smell it because I know you've already got the other one.
Ooh.
Also has
Ooh,
a
I
like
like that one.
like slightly herbaceous, you can try it if you want as well, slightly herbaceous feel. I like to put this on my cuticles as well, because it's just a little bit more... It says rapid rescue for thirsty hands and dry cuticles. This is very hydrating. Would recommend. And if you want a really affordable one, but it's still very good, this is $5. It's from Mecca. It smells divine, and it is super moisturizing. This is a Soap and Glory hand food. I don't think it's Australian. I think this one's actually American, but they do stock it at Mecca. And smell this one. This is... It doesn't say actually what... Oh, rose and bergamot. Bergamot. I always say that wrong.
Ooh, yes.
So
Sounds delicious.
basically, slightly random, but would recommend.
Still relevant.
Still
relevant. I'm finding my hands are very dry after all the climbing that I'm doing from all the chalk. No, but actually this is amazing. So
yeah, I would
tips.
I would truly recommend. I can't remember how much the go-to one is. I know this was like in between but slightly higher, but I would like, it goes a long way because it's so hydrating.
Yeah. Good tips. Thanks.
You're welcome. That's everything I have.
That's everything I have too. Look at us, not buying anything, not buying much.
I'm pretty proud of myself, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like after our last purchase, which was quite sizable as well,
I also
I'll start knitting that up.
There's something that feels really good about like knitting and eating into your stash a little bit, and like knitting or like finding like the perfect project for yarn that you have, or
like the stars align. You're like, oh, I love that pattern. You're like, oh, I have
perfect yarn.
Perfect yarn. Oh,
yeah,
so satisfying.
I love it.
thank you everyone who has left comments, has left tips, has messaged about maybe going in on yarn acquisitions.
Oh, yeah, love it.
But yeah, especially like this was really helpful, so thank you so much. I don't think there's anything that I particularly need help with, but I will take any recommendations about knits and things. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching and for all the lovely chats that we've managed to have with people. So,
yeah, I love it when people message us. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
And I love getting excited. I say this every video. I love getting excited about this stuff, and it's fun to find other people who are equally excited.
It's good. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye. What you want?
I love mohair, and I love mohair on my head, but I love mohair on my vest, which I think this looks real good on me. Mohair, silk, and cardamom spice is my colour.
What? Do you like knitted things?
I believe in the reverse sweater curse, so if you only knit me things, then we'll stay together forever.